Man, we're in the office here in White Plains with Coach Smith, and Coach got to take on Alexandria last week, a team you're very familiar with, being in and around this area. I'm sure you've had some respect for them over the years and what all they've been able to do, and you guys hung with them tough. There's some things that happened in the game that you and I talked about off camera, but just take us back to last Friday night and how it all transpired.
Yeah, Alexandria had a very good football team. We knew they were really good coming in. They're very big and physical, just your typical Alexandria football team, and they did a really good job, Friday night. And but there was a lot of positives that came into it. First half, I felt like we got after them really good. We spotted them 7 points on the opening kickoff and just kind of got behind the ball early. But then, drive down inside the 5. We kind of had a miscue inside the 5, which made us, have to try a field goal, and then, bobbled the snap on the field goal and missed it. So came away with nothing on that one. Got a big stop, come back down the field and punched it in, made it 7-6. We missed the PAT, so it was at 7-6, for a while, and on into the second quarter, and they scored and got an onside kick, right before the half. They did a really good job of executing that, and so we go into the half down 20-6, but it was one of those things where we felt like we were right there with them for the majority of the first half, and you take away a few miscues, and it could have been a totally different score at the half. But second half, we're getting the ball first, and they come out and kick another onside kick, and we're there, we're ready for it, but we just, the ball bounces crazy sometimes, and they was able to get the onside kick, and then, they were able to score on that drive, and then kicked another one and got that. So 3 onside kicks, and so, the second half was really bizarre because our offense ran 6 plays the whole second half, and so our defense was on the field the entire half, and you can't do that against anybody, but especially a good team like Alexandria. They ended up wearing us down, and defense was on the field the whole second half, and so they were able to put some scores up in the second half. But I'm proud of the way our guys competed, but we didn't execute well enough to win the football game, and so that's some of the things that we got to work on is the execution part of it, which is good because I felt like the effort was there. I felt like the way that we played, especially the first half, was the way that we're going to need to play in this region, to have a chance. And so, proud of the effort, but just, we got to get better at the execution, which, are things that can be fixed. And so that's what we'll get to work on this week as we go into this week with Hoax Bluff.
Coach, have you ever been in a game in your whole entire career where there was 3 recovered onside kicks, and then take that and double it up with you were only on, only had the ball 6 plays in a whole half? Never in my career have I had any of those scenarios. And is that not crazy?
Well, it is, and you can't get any momentum. We were in the game, but you can't make a comeback if you can't get your offense on the field. And we just like I said, hats off to Alexandria for executing those onside kicks. I mean, they did a really good job with them, but we just could not get off the field and give our offense a chance to get us back in the game. And 6 plays the whole second half. I've never experienced that before. And so, even when your offense does go back out there, it's hard to get in any kind of rhythm when you've been standing on the sideline, for the majority of the half. And so it was just a bizarre second half, crazy second half. But like I said, I never felt like we quit playing or quit, competing. And so that was a positive from the whole thing. And like I said, in the first half, we really, felt like we had a chance to make that a really, competitive game. If not, have a chance to win if we could just execute a little better in some areas.
Coach, you prelude earlier, you got Hokes Bluff this week. For those who do know a lot about Hokes Bluff, they're very similar kids in Alexandria. Offensive styles are similar but different formations, obviously. But just tell everybody, here at White Plains, who may or may not know about Hokes Bluff, a little bit about their team.
Yeah, Hokes Bluff, it's just one of those teams year in and year out that's just solid. They're very fundamental, very disciplined. The kids play extremely hard, and Coach Rob has done a great job out there for a lot of years. And so, there's a lot of consistency out there in the way that they play. And we've played Hokes Bluff, over the past 20 years. At both stops, at Sachs and Jacksonville, and now here. And, you're going to get the same thing from them. They're going to get in that I formation. They get in the gun a little bit, but, they got a really good quarterback that makes them go, and they're physical and big up front, just like most of Hokes Bluff teams are. And so very similar to Alexandria with the physicality that they play with, just a few different wrinkles out of the I, instead of a wing T set. So, it's a little different, but it's a lot the same as far as the type of game, that we're going to play as far as physical and having to, it's going to boil down to the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
Coach, when you play Bryce Whitaker, that quarterback you mentioned, talk about the different types of pressures he can put on a defense, being able to pass and run like he does.
Yeah, anytime you have a quarterback that can tuck it and run at any moment, or have running plays with him, it puts a lot of strain on the defense. And even if it's a pass play and you don't contain him or something's not open, he's always got the ability to tuck it and go. And so it does put a lot of stress, on your defense, on your linebackers, and play action type stuff. And so it's a chore, and it adds a lot to it. And he does a really good job. He's very good athlete, you can tell. And so our defense is going to have to stay at home. We're going to have to do our keys and just play fundamentally.
Coach, a few more questions. I'll get you out of here. I know you got guys in the weight room. You're working your tails off right now. Let's talk about White Plains a little bit. Some of the things you're working on practice leading up to this big game with Hokes Bluff.
Yeah, we're working on ourselves really. That's the thing is we've got 2 games under our belt right now, so we've been able to see these kids in 2 type different situations, and like I said, the effort and all was there Friday night, but we gotta shore some things up on some execution things, just little things, and it may be things that may not ever happen anymore the rest of the season, but we're really focused on ourselves right now, as far as us just getting better, and as long as we keep playing hard and getting after it, if we can get better with some of those things executing. We got a chance to be a dangerous football team, and that's what we're doing right now, is just trying to continue to get better ourselves as we navigate this brutal stretch that we're in this 4A region. And so that's kind of where our focus is right now.
I looked at your schedule. I figured the Packers didn't have a long day. I didn't know what was going on, but however.
Yeah, I mean,
normally, you got back to back.
Yeah, we got 3 games in a row with probably the 3 most physical teams on our schedule, with Alexandria, Hokes Bluff, and then Cherokee County. And so, I didn't make the schedule. It's the region part of the schedule, which, it's the luck of the draw or the unluck of the draw, I guess. We had kind of the same thing. Last year at Jacksonville in that 5A region, we had Moody, Center Point, and Leeds back to back, and then Alexandria. So we had Alexandria, Moody, Center Point, and Leeds. So we were top heavy, there as well. But the whole schedule's tough. I mean, Aniana played with Cherokee County Friday night. Cherokee County pulled away late. Asheville's better, and so it's going to be a dogfight each and every week. That's why it's important that we play a certain way, we've got to match that intensity. We got to match these guys because, in this 4A region, most of these teams aren't going anywhere. It's a team we're gonna have to learn to compete and beat these teams that's in our region for us to go to the playoffs. And so, we're getting there. I think our kids have got a great attitude about everything, and but it's also a learning process, and that's where we're at right now.
before I shut it down, Coach, I always like to throw it back to you, and you just tell us anything program related before we shut it down.
Yeah, I think our crowd was great Friday night at Alexandria. Our last home game was big. We got Hoax Bluff at home this week, which is awesome having them at home. Expect a big crowd. Student section's been great. It's just a lot of good things. Our junior high is undefeated right now. They play tonight, play their third game tonight. They're doing a really good job. But the community support has been really good. People have been showing up and being a part of this program, and we're grateful for that. And there's good things ahead of us, and we just hope that continued support throughout the season, and I think we'll get to where we need to go.
Coach, I appreciate you sitting in with us. I appreciate you taking time out. I know you got you got guys working out right now, so you got to get back to it. But good luck to you guys Friday night, and hey, we're looking forward to seeing what happens. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.